and host of Author Nation. Welcome. I want to talk about book launches, especially book launch parties, because I get the question, are they worth it or are they a waste of time? The truth is, they can be worth it and they can be a waste of time. It all depends on how you build your audience and how you build up to it and how you plan your book launch. So let's dig in, because I want to help you decide whether you want to have a launch party, whether it's in real life or it's a virtual event. And I want you to decide whether it's worth your time. And I want to give you actionable advice to help you succeed. So why do they fail? Let's start with why they fail. No audience. There are a lot of authors who kind of hide away, tucked in their attic or their basement, and they write books. And then when they have a book, they come out and I've written a book. They don't have an audience. So if you don't have an audience, no one's going to show up to your event. Treating the party like it is the promotion strategy. And I'm going to say that also about bestseller campaigns. I launched my book. I put it on Amazon. I did a bestseller campaign. I did a launch. Done. If your launch party doesn't tie into longer term promotion strategies, it's a one and done. You're not building in the way that you want to. You want to build momentum. And the other reason they fail miserably is the author is there to sell books. We do not want you to sell us your books. I know that sounds strange. Isn't this a book launch? Yes. What we want from you is to create an experience for us that makes us want to buy your book without selling it to us, heavy-handedly, buy my book, buy my book, buy my book. All right. So the pros of book launches. You can build excitement towards it, and it can be something that starts to build momentum for your book launch. And if planned properly, it can not only create that momentum, but keep that momentum going after launch. It also helps you connect with early readers, fans, supporters, beta readers, anyone who helped you along the way, who they want to continue helping you. That's your team. Those are your fans. They want to help you. Invite them to a party. Get them to invite their friends to a party. Promise them a really awesome experience. And now you've done that, you can create content, whether it's in real life or whether it's online. You can have photos, you can have videos, you can create social buzz. There's a lot that can help you lead up to it. And remember, move past it. So cons. They're time consuming and they can cost a lot of money if they're not done well. So if you're not doing it well, they're probably not worth it. And if you don't have a warm, excited audience, there's going to be limited impact and there's not going to be that momentum that builds past the launch. Or if you're salesy, it can be really awkward. All right, how to do them. I'm just going to throw out some ideas because there are unlimited ideas on how you can do your book launch. So I've seen authors do book launches at home with themed snacks, short readings, genre-themed games, Q&As, giveaways. So you can just invite people to your home and throw a party. Remember, it's not about selling books. It's about the experience. But if somebody buys a book, obviously you're going to sign it for them and celebrate them. But first, you're creating an experience. I'll tell you about a lunch event that I went to a while ago. It was at the library. This person had rented a room. It was historical. Now, this was a fiction book. It was a historical fiction. And in the fiction book, it had art and music. So what this author did was she had some musicians come in. She paid them. And she had some artists come in. And she made sure the artists could hang their art. So every artist had a portion on the walls that was their art. And they could sell art at the event. And then she got the musicians and the artists to bring all of their friends because they're interested in music and art. And she invited all of her friends and she made it a public party so people could come. She sold tickets. They were not expensive, but they were enough to cover the costs of the musicians, the room, and the other few things that she had to pay for. And when you came in, there was music playing, there was art to look at, and there were people to mingle with. There were drinks to be had. I think you had to buy your own drinks. And I don't think they were alcoholic because it was the library. I don't remember them having a liquor license, although who knows? I just don't remember. And and so people could mingle and network and get to know other people. It was like this beautiful party environment with this historical music, this beautiful art. And then she took the stage. She talked to us about her book. She told us about the journey to it, where the idea came from. She told us stories about her experiences as an author writing the book. She did a short reading. She introduced the artists and they got to talk about their art. It was a wonderful kind of party, mingle, networking, learning experience. And so, what are the themes in your book, and how can you pull that together into an experience for people? If you have a children's book, do like a reading picnic at a park with family activities. Buy a few kids' games, I don't know, three-legged races or sack races or whatever kids are doing these days, and have like a reading picnic where kids can run off and play and they can come and also hear your books, because I'll tell you, once kids have heard the book, they're going to say, Mom, can I buy the book? And you're going to sell lots of books without actually having to try to sell them. So if you're doing it online, do Q&As, giveaways, book bundles, signed copies, trivia, have questions based on your genre or the themes. Do invite other authors and have them come, bring their audiences, and then people can talk about all the different books, and you can do bundle giveaways, and you could do like a fun like quiz on the different authors, so people who know them would know those answers. Behind the scenes, writing secrets, research stories, reader shout outs, thanking your team for supporting you, for pulling this all together. But remember, what happens afterwards is important. I had one author who brought in her team. She invited other people and they did the event. She didn't sell the books at all. She didn't push her book. She read from it. She talked about the experience. She talked about her life and how she transitioned into what she was doing then. Then at the end, she said, for the next so many months, however many chapters there were in the book, let's say there were 8 chapters, over the next 8 months, I'm going to host an event for a chapter. Next month, we're going to do chapter 1. It's going to be a little bit like a book club. We're going to have discussion. There'll be mastermind. I might do a little bit of coaching around it, and it is free. Feel free to grab a copy of the book and read the chapter ahead of time and come on in. And so she did that. And so what happened was people were not just reading the book, they were interacting with her, and they went on to become her coaching client. So that worked out for her really well. So there's so many things you can do. Bring authors together, teach something, do a masterclass, do podcast. When your book launches, do 10 podcasts in a row. Now that takes some planning. You can do a LinkedIn or a YouTube or an Instagram party. You can do a pop-up book club. You could do cause partnerships. So for example, your book has a particular theme that moves into the realm of a nonprofit. Well, then you could work with a nonprofit to do something where you create an experience, people buy tickets, the money goes to the nonprofit, and they're interested in your book. There are so many ways you can create an awesome live event, and think about how it connects into your future marketing, your future book promotion, and you can really set yourself up for building momentum and building success, the success you want, because you want people to not just buy your books, but read them and transform. And you want to change the world, because that is why you're an author in the first place. So if you want to have an amazing launch event, grab some of these ideas, come up with some of your own, and grab our free resource about launches. It's called Launches Are Like Weddings. But your book, in the end, you're married to it. And it really talks about how you don't want to just have a launch as an ending, but a beginning. So check the description for that free resource, because Author Nation has everything you need to create a launch that will wow people now and set you up for long-term author success. So keep writing, keep telling your stories,